Hello my nursery friends, welcome back to a new nursery video. For today's video we are going to be doing some science and we're going to be doing a science experiment related to colors. So in this video we're going to learn what a primary color is and what a secondary color is, and then while we're learning about that we're going to do an experiment with a few materials about color mixing and color theory, and you can follow along at home as well. So before we start talking about primary colors, secondary colors, and color theory and mixing, we're going to go over the materials that you will need to conduct this experiment at home along with me. So the first thing we're going to need is some food color. So I have just some natural primary colors of food color. You can get this at any store. If you don't have food color, you can literally just use a little bit of paint and water and mix it together, or you can just use paint and do this as a paint activity with your little ones as well. So now that we have some food color, we're going to need 3 cups of half water. And then after you have that, we're going to be using these coffee filters. So this is almost kind of like parchment paper, but the watercolor will be able to penetrate through it. Again, if you don't have coffee filters, you can just use paper towel or napkin. And then I just have a normal plate here just to put the coffee filter on top so that the food color doesn't stain any of my other things at home. So once you have all of your materials, we can start our color experiment. Okay, my friends, so once you have all your materials set up, we are going to start with our experiment. But before we start our experiment, we are going to start to read along to a story called Crazy Colors. And while we're reading this story, we are going to be conducting our experiment while we learn about color theories and put them to the test. Are they really real? Is it going to happen in real life? We're going to find out. So, my friends, the world is very colorful. We see colors all around us. We use colors to help describe things. For example, we see a green frog, a yellow car, and blue blueberries. Color also tells us when fruit is ready to eat. See, when bananas are green, we can't eat them, but when they're yellow, they are perfect for a snack. We use color to describe hot and cold. Red is for hot, and blue is for cold. Oh, and these are called primary colors. What primary colors do you see? I see red and blue and yellow. There are 3 primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, and primary colors are used to make all other colors. So if we see this picture, if we mix all our colors together, we have a little bit of green, we have orange, we have a bit of purple. And these are called secondary colors. And the secondary colors are green, orange, and purple. So 2 primary colors make a secondary color. So let's see. Okay, our story is telling us that if we mix yellow and red together, it will equal out to the secondary color of orange. So let's try that out. Let's see if we can make a secondary color. So I am going to take my cup of water. I'm going to take 2 actually. And I'm going to take my food color out of its little container. And what colors do we need to make orange again? We need the color yellow, and we need the color, we need the color red. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color yellow, and I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and put it into my water. Oh, look how the water disperses. Look at the color. I'm going to put a little bit more. And there we go. Okay, so I have my yellow water, and now we're going to make some red water. So I have a little bit of red, a few drops of red, a little bit more. And there is my food color. So again, I have the color yellow and I have the color red, and we are going to mix them together, and that's going to make the color orange. So I have my plate and I have my coffee filter on top. I am going to use something to pour the water onto my coffee filter. So what I'm going to use is a turkey baster. You can use a turkey baster, you can even just use a spoon and pour some of the water on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow, I'm going to slurp it up into my turkey baster, like so, and then I'm going to pour it onto my coffee filter. I poured it onto one side of my coffee filter. So now we're going to move to the other side of my coffee filter, and we're going to pour the red food color on. So I'm going to scoop up my red, and let's see if we can make orange. And I'm putting my red. All right, looks like we need just a little tiny bit more. Okay, my friends, so I have completely saturated my coffee filter. So you can clearly see the red, you can clearly see the yellow, and if you look closely into the middle, you will see a new color. And what color have we made? We have made orange. So this experiment came out as factual. So we actually did it. We mixed the two colors and we got the color orange. So let's move on to our next experiment, and I wonder what colors we're going to use. Let's find out. So we've made orange, but now if we add yellow and blue together, we will get the color green. Are we gonna get the color green? Let's find out. So I already have my cup of yellow, so we're just going to reuse that. And then I have another clear cup here, and what color are we missing? We are missing the color blue. So I'm going to take some blue food coloring and I'm going to add it to my cup. And then we're going to do the same thing we did to make our orange. So here's my blue, mix it around. And then I'm going to get another coffee filter, just like this. And what color should we start off with? Last time we started with yellow, so how about we start off with blue this time? So I'm going to take my turkey baster, I'm going to take a little bit of blue, and I'm going to fill one side of my coffee filter all up with the blue color. And there we go. And then I'm going to add the color yellow. So I have my yellow. I'm taking my yellow and I'm going to put it on the other side of my coffee filter, and already we have the color. Look, that one changed very fast. So we added blue, we added yellow, and that made the color green. Wonderful, wonderful. These are so beautiful. All right, and let's move on to our last experiment. So for our last experiment, we are going to mix the colors red and blue, and that's going to make the color purple. So let's see if it works. So I already have my colors, my blue and my red, and I'm going to take my last empty coffee filter and we're going to mix it together. So last time I used blue first, so this time I'm going to use red first. So I'm taking my I'm taking my turkey baster. I'm going to dip it into the red food color and I'm going to put it on my coffee filter. And I'm going to add just a little bit more. And there we go. Now that I have my red, I'm going to add the color blue. And what color are we going to get? Let's mix it all together. Oh, wow, friends, look. So I have some red here, I have some blue here, and in the middle, this dark color, this is a purple. A dark purple color, and there we go. We have finished our experiment. So let's go back and revisit. We have our yellow and our red, and that made orange. We have our yellow and our blue, and that made green. And finally, we have our red and our blue, and that made purple. So what I'm going to do before we finish our story is I'm just going to remove the excess water from my coffee filters. I'm going to put them somewhere to dry so that once they're dry, we can hang them in our window and they can be sun catchers. So they'll catch the sun and we can revisit our color mixing and our experiment that we did. So let's go dry them off. Okay, so I have dried off the coffee filters. I'm going to peel them off of the plate, and we can see they're like pretty much see-through. So I'm just going to lay these flat and I'm going to let them dry for a little bit, and then again, yes, we can put them on the window and they'll be beautiful, beautiful sun catchers for us to enjoy for many days to come. So now that we've done successfully our 3 experiments on color mixing, let's finish our story. Alrighty. This color wheel shows primary and secondary color. Do you remember what the primary colors are? They are yellow, blue, and red. All together, when we mix all of these colors, we get the color brown. Colors may look different in light and dark. Colors look light and bright in the sun, and colors look dark in the shade. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is probably blue, but from the colors that we mixed together today, I think my favorite color we made today was this beautiful green color. Okay, my friends, that is the end of our story, and that means that is the end of our experiment. I really hope you learned a little bit something about colors, color theory, and what first and secondary colors are. I hope you really enjoyed this experiment and you enjoy hanging your sun catchers against the window so you can see all the beautiful colors we made shining into your homes. My friends, I will see you next week for a new video. Goodbye, my friends.